Amanda.
My name is Richard.
I'm Taylor.
And this is going to be a segue into because I want to do a bigger, lesson on this eventually, but what to look for when you're working for God, as a Christian, as a believer, as a child of God, doing His will. But this is Summer Recap Part 2. So I started off by saying, before I got here, I was watching a sermon and he was just talking about using your time to your advantage, because I didn't realize how big of a thing that was, on how, I was procrastinating and the laziness, because I've been praying against it. But ultimately, he was basically saying it's arrogant and it's also selfish to live as if you know that you're going to be here in the next hour, in the next day. Yeah. So, like, when you think about it, like, our time is a gift. God has no right to, He could take us today, tomorrow, right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're taking that gift and you're deciding to do something that doesn't glorify God. And by all means, I'm not saying, like, not saying that everything you do has to be something that's, I have to do this to please God or whatever. Because I was going to say, not say everything you do doesn't need to glorify God, but I take that back. Because I think you can do little things and everything that you do to glorify God, even if it's like praying while you're eating or, something, just having God on your mind, that's ultimately glorifying God.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, I was thinking about it, because a lot of times we like to blame stuff on God for what we go through.
Yes.
Like, oh God, why did you put me through this? And I know people in the back of their heads, when things are happening, or you'll see all of these red flags. And it's the same thing in a relationship. You see these little things, and as they add up, you're pushing away. Oh, I like him. Oh, he makes me laugh. So you ignore them. And then in the back of your mind, when the relationship doesn't work, you're blaming everybody else but yourself. That's the same thing with God. Like, we don't take into account the amount of people who came to us telling us, oh, this is the wrong thing to do. Oh, I don't think you should do that. And you may be like, oh, it's not from God, so whatever. But ultimately, a sign is a sign. And if you feel in your spirit, like what they're saying, it kind of hurt you, it kind of took you back, don't do it. Don't risk it. You know what I mean? Because, like, those little voices, especially if you know that you don't have that type of relationship yet with God, or like don't have the Holy Spirit, where God might be able to speak directly to you, whether your mind is clouded or whatever. So He sends people around you and you ignore them, and then you choose to blame God for it. How does that work?
Kinda.
Like, that don't seem right. It's like you'll have and I feel like it's not a coincidence how things line up. Like, the way God will reveal stuff to you. And I know sometimes it just goes in one ear and out another.
Yeah.
Out another. Or like, you'll see it, but it's not like it's not locked into your mind.
Right.
Like, you're not fully aware of it. Like how you can go past a stop sign. You've seen a stop sign, but it was like it didn't register. Oh, I need to stop. So people need to. I hope y'all don't do that when y'all driving. But point being is, sometimes sometimes things just like you have a one-track mind. So yeah, I'm learning, like, take heed to any sign, any warning, because, like, as I said, time is a gift of God. Me living, having breath in my body is a gift of God. And I never want to be at the point where I'm too comfortable to, not acknowledge Him for, like, all the things He's done for me. And people go through so much. And I know sometimes it's too, because we go through stuff for the kingdom and with the kingdom. So we go through stuff for our neighbors, or, to get somebody else out of what they're going through, because you've been through it so you can comfort somebody else. But then you go through it with somebody. Sometimes it takes another person to bring you out of what you're going through. So a lot of times it's like anything that you do, whether it's on my phone, because I find myself like honestly beating myself up for it. And I know that we're our biggest critics, but like I'm on my phone and I know in my head, like that little voice in my head, like my heart is tense. Like, you know, you should be up right now. You know, you shouldn't be asleep. You know, you should be up reading your word. You know, you should be praying. And then when I pray, it gets worse because it's like it's still that tenseness in my heart. Like it didn't fulfill for me praying. So what am I doing wrong? What do I have to do more to let this feeling release? And I call it like a Christian high. Like I be feeling like a druggie, like chasing that high of just being with God. And for those of you who like don't know me, don't see how I am in church, I feel like I'm constantly crying. But that's ultimately my biggest release. Like I love a good cry at church. Like nothing can stop me from, you know, wanting to cry. And sometimes I'll try to like force it out. And I know it just happens when like God wanted to, you know, because like any other time I just be like, I just need to cry. But no, like let me give this word to you. Let me show you why you feel this way. Let me show you why you need to be in a vulnerable place or humble yourself or whatever. And then like, man, the anointing feels me like no other. Like y'all don't understand. Like it's so much that happens in your body. It's like a chemical reaction. And I know a lot of people how they describe the path of being a drug addict or whatever. It's like you get your first high and it's like you're exhilarant, you know, off the moon, like nothing can bring you down. And then you do it the second time and it's like, okay, high, but then you drop fast. Like it's quick. It's not that long, like, you know, fun, happy moment that you saw the first time. So essentially you're chasing that until your body is wear down. You can't it's affecting your mental. You can't think right. Physically, everything is shutting down, and you're still chasing after that high you got the first time, and it's your fifth time, it's your 50th time, it's your 16th time. So I feel like why do that when you know that it's going to affect your mind, your soul, your spirit, you know how you're thinking, when you could go for God and get that same feeling,
Right.
you know. And it's ultimately why I keep, like, every time I feel like the enemy is trying to attack me, honestly, I be laughing. I love to laugh in the devil's face. Like, it'd be so funny to me how I've caught myself, like, crying. And I have a long, like, body mirror in my room, like, right next to my bed. And, like, I've caught myself crying and then looked in the mirror and just started busting out laughing. Because, girl, what you crying for? Like, you're alive. God has protected you. And we think so much about what the things we asked for, you know, that hasn't been done to our knowledge, that we don't think about the things that are unseen, things that God may be working around. And I know that's why a lot of people get a release once, like, they find out, like, oh, God really did this for me. And that's why, like, God doesn't work in the ways that we think or imagine, because you get the biggest type of, I wouldn't say relief, but you get the biggest sense of joy, or, you know, more thrill in how God works. Because we would never have thought to do it that way. So you see the goodness with him being humble and keeping it silent and working slowly, you know, to line up things, and we don't realize how he's working for our good. Essentially, yeah. Felt like I said a whole lot of stuff. I'm sorry.
I was like, yeah, making time for God. Yeah, that's, some people don't make time for God, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you can do, you know, yeah, you like on a Sunday,
Right.
like people don't go to church, and they know they should be in church,
Right.
and over here washing their car, like, bro, like,
Right.
like man, go to church, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, man, come on, man. And then some people, like, they just do different things, and they don't have time for God. And I don't get, sometimes I don't get it. They sometimes think they're bigger than God, and which they're not. So I'm like, yeah, I would say make time for God, because Man, oh man.
I mean, he's making time for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ordering our
saying.
steps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, please make time for God, guys.
Right.
That's my topic.
I want to backtrack on what you was talking about the eye situation. I don't know how I should say this. I got a family member that deal with drugs, and he cope to drugs when he feel like he needs a little joy, or he want to feel good, or if he going through something. And like, I've been trying to tell him, like, why don't you just come to church? Like, you've been to church before, and you've been there since you was younger, but then you stopped going because family problems. But then when you found the solution to cope to drugs, to help how you feel and help how life's treating you, it just make you feel like, I don't know, it just made him feel like less of a person. Like, but he's still a joyful person only when he have drugs in his system. And I just feel like if drugs wasn't a thing, life would be actually a little bit better. Like, if being an alcoholic wasn't a thing, life would be a much better place, much better than half of these people wouldn't even be in jail right now if it wasn't for like all this crazy stuff that's been going on. But it's really, I won't say it's hard, but it's like it's a little not easy to push someone to go to God or try to like motivate them to turn to God and talk to Him, because some people would just be like, oh, I'm not religious, I don't do all that religious stuff, or be like, oh, I'm not for that, I never been to church, or I've been to church but it wasn't for me, or talking to an imaginary person just not what, like, I don't know. I hate somebody say that to me, like, really, like, come on now, bro. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be here. But I don't know. Just, yeah, that's all I have to say.
And I think with that, with people who are not really familiar with the spirit, like, the Holy Spirit side of God, and just thinking of Him as this entity who is telling us to do stuff, and like in order for us to do stuff, we get rewarded, we get good stuff, and just seeing that aspect, who essentially don't have a good idea of who God is, being a father and being a gentleman and a loving soul, and ultimately affecting everything on us and not just giving us stuff because we're doing stuff for Him. First of all, that is short-minded, and a lot of people, they look for the facts and things, or like they search for a reason not to believe in God, or try to debunk the Bible and everything like that. Science says this, science says that. And the thing that gets me is the science today is still being proven the science from the past is still being proven today. So they constantly change things in science. God is never changes. He's the same today, tomorrow, yesterday. So he's been the same. And you're just searching for reasons not to give in to him. Like, they'll be like, well, science says this. Like, what do you have to say about that? Or, you think it's good for like people to be going through bad things for this and that? But people don't realize, even if, because science does prove God's existence. I've seen videos of people proving God's existence by the Bible. But ultimately, like, no matter how many questions you ask, first of all, God has no, basically, you don't have no authority to question God.
Right.
He's not obligated to answer your questions, but he does it so that we can get an understanding, and because he loves us, he wants to continue us to continue on the right path, not to go down a wrong road just because you're prideful and you didn't get your questions answered.
Right.
Imagine telling that to somebody like, "Oh, I didn't make it into heaven because I was too prideful just to put my faith in God, because I was questioning him all the time, because I was questioning his authority, because I felt like I needed all the answers in order to follow him." But it's faith-based. That's the whole thing of Christianity. It's faith-based. It's not about what you see. It's about what you feel. It's what you believe. You believe in God, and you choose to give your life over to him, no matter how hard it looks. And a lot of people, when they come to Christianity, that's why I never want to push people into Christianity. Sometimes they have to find it on their own, because at the time where I might think that you can handle it, you might not be able to handle it. Because people look for, like I said, the high from Christianity, but it doesn't always start out good. A lot of people go through a lot of bad things. The more they get away from the devil's grip, the worse it gets. And they're like, why am I going towards God when I could have been, where I was at least I was happy enough. Now I don't want to live. But that means you're doing something right. A lot of times, the more things that come on you, you're doing something right. And that's why I was talking about, like, when I be crying and I'll laugh, because it's like, you almost got me, devil. Like, you funny. Like, you almost got me. And that's ultimately how you have to look at life. Like, not only, that us valuing our time, but just valuing what he's doing, valuing his timing, and like how he works things out. Because people would say, "Oh, like, he was a good person," and you would never want to sit in somebody's face and be like, "No, he's not a good person." That's not for me to say. But God knows your thoughts. He knows your likeness. He knows what you would do in a situation. I don't even know what I would do in every situation, because I might say one thing but do another. It's all based on circumstances. And that's how God lines up stuff based off what you think, how he knows you will react. And yes, there's different pathways you can set for yourself based off your decisions. But do we realize how good God is for setting things right and according to us? We have a personalized plan. Like, it's like we got a gym subscription to God or something. Like, we really subscribe, like a membership, and it's personalized based off how we feel and how he knows that we're going to go about things. And the people we're around, that affects our mentality. So he got to go about it this way. So we don't see the bigger picture. So who are you to question God and feel like, "Oh, I know myself, I would know what I do"? But if I asked you today what you would do 5 years from now, do you think you're going to be spot on? And even if you are you seeing everything that led up to that? I don't think so. Holler back at me when you can, because I mean, yeah.
That's crazy.
Anything else there?
No, not for me. I said what I had to say.
Right.
I got goals to work on. I got a lot of goals to work on. I'm not every Christian perfect.
Right.
Not all Christians perfect. I know I'm not perfect. Not everybody's perfect.
None of us are.
I know I need to work on praying more, like you said. I know I need to work on getting in my word and stop trying to fit into the world. Because I know where I belong. I know where I want to be. But when you just want to be cool and, not seem so lame, then I don't know, but then it's like you force yourself to be, okay, I force myself to be something that I know others would like, but I know that it's not good for me. But okay, I force myself to do or be around stuff I don't want to be around just to be cool. But in reality, I want to be somewhere peaceful and just somewhere with positive vibes and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where I don't have nothing to worry about, and that's with God. It's like I need to stop trying to live in this worldly world and just live with God, be with God, put myself surrounded around God. But just when you want to be cool, you want to hang, and you don't want to be called lame or boring,
Mm-hmm.
then just get yourself into something you don't never want to put yourself back into.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when isolation comes in there. And you just remove yourself from whatever that's just making you be put in that really, predicament or whatever's going on that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I hate to be caught lame or boring,
Yeah.
but I like to fit in a couple stuff. I know my right from wrong. I know my limits. I know what I'm supposed to do and not what I'm not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I limit those, but I know that God knows my heart and He knows what I want to be and what I want to do. Just, I need to, do better,
Mm-hmm.
push myself to be better, make better decisions,
Yeah.
surround myself around better people. Just do good and not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I do be feeling like I be letting God down. I do be feeling like I'm a disappointment to Him, but
Mm-hmm.
I pray to Him, I apologize, and I just ask that He forgive me. But I do feel like that's not enough, because then I turn around and just go back into this world, the worldly world, and it's like, dang, I just apologized to God, and now it's like I'm back doing what I want. It's just like, I just wish that you could just stay and just one thing, and not be so, not confused, but feel like you have to be in something else that you don't want to be in, but you want to be in this and only this, because that's what you crave. You don't crave all the other stuff that it's not a need or a want, just something that makes you seem cool, or yeah. I need to just work on more connecting with God and hearing Him out, not being so obedient to His word, and live how He said in the Bible, really. So, yeah.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also important to remember, and we've talked about music, so I don't want to go deeply into it, but it's this one song by Jonathan McReynolds, and the lyrics say, Lord, I'm split into two. Part of me love the world, and the other loves you.
Yes.
So, what do? I want to be saved, but I gotta say cool too.
Yes.
So, man, that really, like, my spirit was kind of in turmoil. Not because I know that I know the feeling, and that's how you feel, but I constantly say you have to be careful what you claim of your life. Me personally, even if you're listening, because I know there's times, like, sometimes you can't control it. The world is the world. So, like, when I'm with my friends and there's, like, cussing and everything, I start tuning it out. Or, like, even if it's a cuss word song and I didn't realize it was a cuss word, watch me skip right over that cuss word. Or I'll substitute it. Yeah, I'd be like, that stuff. Like, if I'm, like, talking out loud. But
I'm turning mine off.
right. I be,
I turn mine.
because, yeah, it be like that, where, like, you catch yourself singing and not, realize, like, we're trying to get real here. But, yeah, when you are feeling those ways, and that, people have to realize that's His confession. But you singing that as, like, claiming it over your life, then you're wondering why, like, God is like, okay, you need to choose now. Because you just said that you're split in two. Right? Like, it's one thing to acknowledge it, but it's another thing to claim that. Like, I'm split in two. Like, you're saying you're lukewarm. You're claiming yourself as a lukewarm Christian.
That's terrible.
And shoot, I love that song. Like, I think it's a really pretty song, but you don't want to take somebody else's confession, take somebody else's hurt, somebody else's testimony, and claim it over your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because then it's just causing more turmoil for your life, you know?
Yeah.
But said that all to say, like you said, when you're trying to be a cool person and everything, it's a lot of people and everything. You said, like, being in isolation. So there's a lot of people and everything that you might see, and you're thinking like, oh, if I just do this one little thing, then, you know, it won't be bad, or I can just be with them. But I realized, like, being a people pleaser can be, not only is it just like bad for your spirit, it's so draining.
It is.
Because people just be having expectations that they don't even put on themselves. Yeah, just for you. Especially you saying that you're a Christian. So I like to always keep in mind, like, they know I'm Christian, especially if somebody knows I'm Christian. Not saying that, you know, I don't act a way if they don't.
Right.
But them knowing me as a Christian, I need to make sure I'm on my best behavior, because I can't represent God in a bad way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can't be, because people might not say it to your face, but they'll be thinking in their head like, oh, I thought you was Christian. You say, can I invite you to a party? And you're like, yeah. They're like, oh, I didn't think you would go because you're Christian and everything. Like, they're explaining to you how bad the scene might be, and you're like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And God has protected me from a lot, because I'm telling you, there was times where I was like, oh yeah, I'll go to a party. And they're like, no, I was inviting you. Okay. Well, that's that, I guess. Or like, I won't have a ride. Or, you know, something like that. So, I won't say do not depend on God to do that. Because you knowing that something is bad and you willingly go into it thinking, oh, if this is bad, then God will stop me. God gonna let you see how dumb your choice was. Right. And now look at you. Looking stupid and hurt. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the truth of it. Like I said, there's things that be so avoidable, and we walk right into them because, you know, we're pleasing our flesh or what people are saying instead of doing what we feel. Because a lot of times, especially on social media, and that's why I feel like that can be such a toxic environment. Mm-hmm. We base what we feel on what other people have felt. So their convictions might not be your convictions, right? So, anyway, says all to say, be yourself, be true to who you are, and be true to God. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this really blessed you today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.